Pray step right up, and prepare to be amazed as I will make the moon disappear from your very eyes. Hi, I am the great Chris Maybe, host of This Day in Weather History, a podcast extravaganza to be enjoyed by all ages from the Weather Network in the magical land of Canada. Today, right here, right now, I will take you all back in time to the year 1110 in Old England, and together we will witness a miracle that is sure to amaze us all as it did back then on this day in weather history. Now, our space writer, science expert, and meteorologist Scott Sutherland wrote this story, and he brought it to my attention, and I absolutely had to share it with you. We are going to actually refer to the records that are over 900 years old when witnesses reported that the full moon briefly vanished from the sky during a total lunar eclipse. You could tell off the top that I was actually pretty excited about this story. According to the Peterborough Chronicle, no, first of all, not that Peterborough. The one I speak of is from England, and this took place all the way back in the year 1110. Now, this periodical, the Peterborough Chronicle, was one that cataloged notable events throughout England's history. They wrote in that 910-year-old article the following, and I'm going to quote directly from it. Here it goes. On the 5th night of the month of May, the moon appeared shining brightly in the evening, and afterwards its light waned by little and little, and early in the night he was so wholly gone that neither light nor circle nor anything at all of him was to be seen, and thus it continued till near day. And then he appeared shining full and bright. He was a fortnight old the same day. The sky was very clear all the night, and the stars shone very brightly all over the heavens, and the fruit trees were greatly injured by that night's frost. End quote. All right, so that was obviously delivered through the naive eyes of a civilization that was almost 1,000 years ago. Of course, we, in the years of the 2020s, ask, what really happened? As Scott researched and surmised, it took place during a total lunar eclipse. This is when the moon passes directly through the Earth's shadow. First, it simply grows dimmer. Then it appears as though a great disk of darkness slowly advances across its face until it is completely immersed in the darkest part of the shadow, known as the umbra. We've all seen this phenomenon when it shines in a dusky red hue. However, the moon at no time appears to vanish. So that brings us now to the events that unfolded during May 5th, this day in weather history, back in 1110, the eclipse that created the image as though the moon totally disappeared from sight. And it is actually very much like a magic trick, complete with distraction and illusion. You see, the red coloration that we see during a total lunar eclipse comes from the sun's light that is being filtered through the planet's atmosphere. But now it is shining into the umbra and onto the moon at the same time. The moon is acting almost like the silver screen at a theater with a projection cast upon it, if you can see that. So that is the shine. But then what happens if the Earth's atmosphere doesn't allow any light to escape and shine into the umbra? And how would that actually happen? There's two things we have to cover here. However, I think we have our smoking gun moment, because this looks to be exactly what happened in 1110, and it was reported in a study published in 2020. Scientists found that a series of eruptions of Japan's Mount Asama started 2 years prior and lasted through the months of August through October of 1108. And the ash might have been responsible for obscuring the skies enough to prevent that light from passing through and thus blocking any light from hitting the moon as it would normally do during this type of eclipse event. There are those that are powerful enough, and this one certainly was a powerful enough eruption where it expelled ash and other fine particles blasted clear into the stratosphere, where they lingered aloft and in our atmosphere for years. However, they can also completely scatter the visible light before it can escape back into space and shine into the umbra. When this occurs, it creates a uniform darkness that will replace the umbra's typical hue with nothing, just a total blackout. And this is enough for an eclipsed moon to actually appear as if to vanish from the sky, like it did way back in the year 1110, as reported From Old England, this day in weather history. I cannot thank my good friend Scott Sutherland enough for providing today's story, and I invite you to go to theweathernetwork.com when we're done here and read his full article on this legendary event. It goes into much greater detail. Thanks again, Scott, for helping out with this story. It was awesome. Tomorrow is May 6th, and I'm back to flooding. Already this month, we've had, count it down, Quebec, New Brunswick, Ottawa, Manitoba, and tomorrow we go to the BC interior for what happened on this day in weather history with me, your host, Chris May.